Stop scrolling, Scorpio. This prophecy was buried for 800 years, and it's coming back in 2025, unstoppable. They tried to destroy it, but it refused to die. This message wasn't meant for the world, it was meant for you. If you're hearing this, something is already shifting around you. And the moment you finish this video, nothing in your life stays the same. So stay till the end, Scorpio, because the part you're about to hear will change the way you see your destiny forever. Scorpio, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you isn't normal and it isn't random. It's something that was never supposed to reach your ears in this lifetime. 8 centuries ago, an ancient order recorded a prophecy, not in books, not in temples, but in coded symbols hidden across ruins, stones, and secret scrolls that the world was never allowed to see. That prophecy carried one name, one sign, one cosmic signature: Scorpio, your energy, your shadow, your rise, your fall, your transformation. All of it was written long before you were born, long before your ancestors took their first breath, long before anyone understood the kind of power you carry in your bloodline. They tried to bury this prophecy because it predicted something they feared. A Scorpio awakening that would shift the balance of power. A rise that could not be stopped once ignited. A chain reaction of events that would rewrite the timeline of one chosen soul. That chosen soul is you. For centuries, Scorpio energy has been the most misunderstood, the most feared, the most targeted. People tried to break you, doubt you, silence you, slow you down, weaken your spirit, not because you were wrong, but because you were dangerous to forces that wanted to control your destiny. But something has changed, something subtle, something cosmic, something that the ancients predicted would happen only once, after 800 years. A shift, a crack in the timeline, a gate opening that only a Scorpio can see and step into. You've felt it, haven't you? The tension in your chest, the pull towards something you can't explain, the sudden rise of your intuition, the way your dreams have become louder, clearer, almost prophetic. That's not imagination. That's not coincidence. That's the first pulse of the forbidden prophecy waking up around you. Scorpio, the universe has been watching you. Every time you broke but rebuilt. Every time you were betrayed but stayed silent. Every time you were underestimated but rose higher than anyone expected. The prophecy marks these moments as activation points, moments that light up your soul like constellations across your timeline, proving that you are crossing into the destiny they tried to erase. And now, the shift is no longer subtle, it's no longer hidden, it's no longer waiting, it's here, it's rising, and it's aimed directly at you. This is not a warning to fear, this is a warning to prepare. Because when an 800-year cycle returns, it does not come softly, it does not come politely, it comes with intensity, it comes with revelation, it comes with upheaval that clears everything fake, everything weak, everything temporary, and replaces it with something powerful, permanent, and destined. The ancients wrote that this moment would expose 3 truths for Scorpio. Truth 1, those who doubted you will witness your rise. Truth 2, what you lost will return in a different, stronger form. Truth 3, your life will split into before this moment and after this moment. And Scorpio, you are standing at the edge of that moment right now. Something is approaching you, something that has been moving toward your energy for centuries, something that recognizes your strength, your scars, your depth, your resilience. The prophecy doesn't come for the weak. It comes for the one who survived storms that should have destroyed them. It comes for the one who walked through endings and still kept their fire alive. It comes for the one who carries the Scorpio mark: intensity, intuition, rebirth, and unbreakable spirit. You are not hearing this by mistake. You are hearing this because your timeline is shifting, your destiny is unlocking, and the prophecy that once slept for 800 years has finally opened its eyes, and it recognizes you, Scorpio. There's something you've been feeling lately, something subtle, something strange, something you can't explain even if you tried, and you're not imagining it. You're not overthinking. You're not being dramatic. These sensations have been waking up inside you because the prophecy that slept for 8 centuries is starting to pull at your energy. The ancients predicted that before a Scorpio ascends into the next phase of destiny, 3 signals would appear, 3 disturbances in the soul, 3 warnings that the universe places directly in your path. And recently, you've been living inside each one of them. Let's talk about the first. Sign 1, the sudden drain. You felt tired in ways that sleep doesn't fix. Your body feels heavy. Your spirit feels stretched. Your mind feels overloaded, even when nothing chaotic is happening around you. It's that strange exhaustion where your soul feels older than your age, where even simple conversations feel draining, where you look at certain people and suddenly feel like you can't carry their weight anymore. This is not weakness. This is not burnout. This is your energy rejecting everything that no longer belongs to your next chapter. The ancients wrote that when a Scorpio approaches their destined shift, their aura begins disconnecting from false people, false paths, false promises. Your body starts whispering, "This is no longer for you. This person is not aligned. This environment is too small for your future." That deep, unexplained tiredness you've been feeling, it's your spirit stepping out of old timelines and preparing to rise into a new one. You're not losing energy. You're releasing attachments that were draining you for years. And once that release is complete, your strength returns tenfold. Sign 2, the sudden intuition spike. Tell the truth, Scorpio. Your instincts have been louder lately, haven't they? You're catching lies before people speak them. You're sensing emotions that others hide. You're feeling warnings before situations turn. You're predicting outcomes without effort. It's like your inner voice has been dialed up, sharper, cleaner, louder, undeniable. This isn't coincidence. This isn't paranoia. This is activation. The prophecy says that before a Scorpio steps into their destined power, their intuition becomes the strongest part of their life. Your soul begins scanning every room. Your subconscious starts rejecting every lie. Your energy begins alerting you to every intention around you. You're not being extra. You're not imagining danger. You're not reading too much. You're seeing truth without trying. Because when a Scorpio is near the moment they were born for, their spiritual senses sharpen like a blade. They begin seeing what others can't. They begin reading people with terrifying accuracy. They begin predicting events before they unfold. Your intuition is not rising without purpose. It's rising because something important is approaching you, something that requires a clear mind, a fearless spirit, and a heart that can sense danger and opportunity instantly. You've been given this heightened awareness because you're stepping into a chapter where intuition becomes your greatest weapon. Sign 3, the strange dreams. And then there are the dreams. The ones that feel too real, too symbolic, too connected to something beyond your understanding. Lately, you've been seeing faces that no longer belong in your life, places you've never been, scenes that feel like warnings, symbols that feel ancient, messages that wake you up in the middle of the night with your heart racing. Some nights you dream of losing things. Some nights you dream of finding things. Some nights you wake up as if you were somewhere else entirely. These aren't random. These aren't nightmares. These are downloads. The prophecy described that a Scorpio chosen for transformation will begin receiving night visions, clues, alerts, directions, signs, energy shifts that the conscious mind is not ready to process. Your dreams are the doorway. Your dreams are preparing you. Your dreams are decoding what the physical world cannot say out loud. Each dream is guiding you towards something. Each dream is clearing something away. Each dream is pushing you into alignment with the path that has been waiting for you since the moment you entered this world. And Scorpio, your dreams have been louder because destiny is closer. These 3 signs are not accidents. They are signals that the ancient prophecy has activated around you. The drain, the intuition, the dreams, 3 warnings, 3 awakenings, 3 confirmations that your energy is shifting into a place where your past can no longer follow and your future can no longer wait. Scorpio, you are standing inside the prophecy right now. Everything you've been feeling is evidence. Everything you've been sensing is preparation. Everything you've been dreaming is instruction. Your destiny is already moving, and these signals were the first knock on your door. Scorpio. Every era has a moment where everything changes, a moment where the universe stops, shifts, breathes differently, and sends a direct signal to the one soul capable of handling the transformation ahead. That moment for you is tied to a date in 2025, not a random day, not a coincidence, not a symbolic metaphor, a real point in time where the cosmic energy around you turns, unlocks, and opens a gate that hasn't opened in 800 years. The ancients called it the door of the 8th cycle, a door that only the Scorpio soul can walk through, because only Scorpio carries the strength, the resilience, the intuition, and the shadow-trained power to survive what lies on the other side. For centuries, this door stayed sealed. For centuries, this energy slept. For centuries, destiny waited patiently for the right Scorpio, the one who could handle the shift without collapsing under its weight. And now, in 2025, that seal breaks, not for millions, not for the world, but for the chosen Scorpio who has endured enough pain, carried enough lessons, faced enough endings, and survived enough betrayal to prove they're ready for the crossing. That Scorpio is you. You've felt it building inside you, haven't you? That quiet pressure in your spirit, that sense that something big is approaching, that internal pull that won't let you settle, that voice whispering that 2025 won't be just another year. It's because you're standing on the edge of the gate, the threshold between the life you've lived and the life that's about to begin. This gate doesn't open for noise. It doesn't open for talent. It doesn't open for luck. It opens for strength. It opens for soul evolution. It opens for the one who has walked through darkness and still holds a pure fire inside their chest. You've been feeling the signs already. Opportunities that appeared out of nowhere. Connections shifting strangely. People exiting your life without explanation. New desires waking up inside you suddenly. A strange clarity settling into your mind. Those aren't accidents. They're not random changes. They're not emotional phases. They're the early vibrations of the 2025 gate unlocking for you. A spiritual countdown, a cosmic alignment, an energetic preparation for something life-altering. The ancients said that once this gate opens, a Scorpio's timeline splits. The old path, the one filled with lessons, cycles, wounds, burdens, begins fading behind you. The new path, the one filled with breakthroughs, transformation, purpose, begins forming in front of you, and you feel both at once. That's why your emotions have been intense lately. That's why your instincts are sharper. That's why your spirit feels restless. That's why your soul feels like it's outgrowing everything around it. You're not breaking, you're becoming. The universe is reshaping your identity so you can walk through the 2025 gate without dragging the weight of your past with you. This is the moment where your old limits disappear, your old relationships dissolve, your old fears collapse, your old identity breaks open, not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Because once the gate opens, you cannot carry the old world with you. Anything that cannot survive your next chapter will fall apart before the crossing. Your spirit already knows this. That's why you've been feeling disconnected from certain people. That's why your priorities are shifting. That's why your tolerance for negativity is gone. That's why you crave a cleaner, deeper, more aligned life. You're not becoming distant. You're becoming destined. In the prophecy, it was written that the Scorpio chosen for the 800-year shift will experience a series of internal awakenings before the gate opens, a rebirth of confidence, a rebirth of truth, a rebirth of purpose, a rebirth of identity. You've already begun all four, and now you're approaching the moment that changes everything. The point where the gate recognizes your energy and pulls you through a transformation that no force can stop. This is the year where you meet the version of yourself that the universe always knew you would become. A version that isn't tired, a version that isn't wounded, a version that isn't dimmed by the past, a version that is powerful, aligned, awakened, unshakable. The world has no idea what a Scorpio looks like when an 800-year gate opens for them, but you're about to show them. And once you step through that gate, your life will never return to the version it used to be. Scorpio, 2025 is not coming to change you. It's coming to reveal you. Scorpio, there's something you've carried for years, something that followed you quietly, something that drained your strength, something that tried to hold your destiny back before you even knew you were chosen for more. This wasn't just bad luck. This wasn't random misfortune. This wasn't life being unfair. This was a shadow, a force that attached itself to your path long ago, not to destroy you instantly, but to slow you down, to distract you, to weaken you bit by bit, to make you doubt your own potential before you ever discovered how powerful you truly are. You've felt this shadow, haven't you? You've seen it in moments where everything was going right and suddenly collapsed. You've felt it in connections that looked promising and suddenly turned cold, confusing, or painful. You've experienced it in opportunities that were inches away, only to slip through at the last moment. You've sensed it in those nights where you lay awake feeling pressure in your chest, like something invisible was working against you. This shadow didn't appear out of nowhere. It formed because someone, a person with jealousy, insecurity, fear, or hidden resentment, didn't want to see you rise. They didn't want your strength to grow. They didn't want your confidence to return. They didn't want your spirit to wake up, because they knew that the moment a Scorpio realizes their power, nothing can stop them. Someone in your past felt threatened by your potential before you even understood it yourself. They sensed your talent. They sensed your intuition. They sensed your fire. They sensed your destiny. And they tried to dim it. Maybe it was through manipulation. Maybe through betrayal. Maybe through silence when you needed support. Maybe through words that broke your confidence. Maybe through energy that drained your soul. But whatever form it took, you felt it. You walked through years where nothing came easy. You carried weight that wasn't yours. You endured delays that weren't natural. You fought battles no one saw. And still, you rose. The shadow tried to slow you, but it could never break you. Because Scorpio energy doesn't crumble. It transforms, it mutates, it evolves under pressure. Every attack only made you sharper. Every betrayal only made you wiser. Every setback only made you stronger. You became dangerous without even trying. A soul forged in fire, a spirit trained through storms, a heart hardened by survival, a mind strengthened by truth. But here's the part the shadow didn't expect. 2025 ends its power over you. The moment the 800-year gate opens, anything that tried to hold you down loses its grip. Anything that tried to chain you breaks. Anything that tried to block you dissolves. Anything that tried to silence you becomes powerless. This is the year where the shadow's influence collapses, because the universe is no longer allowing anything to interfere with your rise. The ancient writings said, when the year of alignment arrives, the Scorpio will reclaim every part of themselves that the shadow tried to damage. This is that year. Piece by piece, your energy returns to you. Piece by piece, your confidence rebuilds. Piece by piece, your intuition sharpens. Piece by piece, your spirit awakens. You can already feel it happening. Your boundaries are stronger. Your patience is thinner. Your vision is clearer. Your emotions are deeper. Your tolerance for fake energy is gone. That's what happens when the shadow starts losing. You begin stepping into your true power, the version of yourself that the world was never ready to handle. The shadow thought you were weak. It thought you would quit. It thought you would drown in self-doubt. It thought you would break under pressure. But you didn't. You adapted. You survived. You endured everything meant to stop you. And you're still here, not just standing, but rising. And now, the shadow is terrified, because you're no longer the wounded version of yourself. You're no longer the shrinking version. You're no longer the quiet version. You're no longer the confused version. You're stepping into the Scorpio that destiny wrote about, the one with unshakable intuition, unbreakable resilience, and unstoppable transformation energy. The shadow held you for years, but 2025 sets you free forever. Scorpio, your rise begins the moment its grip ends, and that moment is already happening inside you, Scorpio. Listen carefully now, because this part of the prophecy doesn't speak softly. It unfolds slowly, like dawn rising after a night that felt longer than it should have been. And you've lived through nights like that. You've walked through chapters where life pushed you, tested you, bent you, and still you rose with a force you didn't even realize you had. But what you're stepping into now, this isn't strength you fight for. This is alignment that finds you. For years there have been moments when you felt like something big was meant for you. Something more, something higher, something that refused to explain itself, but whispered to your instincts anyway. You'd feel it in random flashes, in sudden intuition, in moments when your heart beat differently for a reason you couldn't explain. And every time that feeling came, you brushed it off, thinking it was imagination, emotion, or wishful thinking. But it wasn't, because right now, 3 massive life-altering shifts, 3 miracles are moving toward you with a speed that even the universe rarely unleashes. These aren't small blessings. They're not tiny signs. They are the kind of moments that rewrite destinies, reshape paths, and pull people out of places they were never meant to stay. And the first miracle, it begins with an opportunity, not just any opportunity, a life-turning one, something that changes direction, something that alters the map you've been walking on, something that lifts you out of cycles you've been stuck in, cycles you've tried to break alone, cycles you almost blamed yourself for. This miracle isn't subtle. It doesn't whisper. It knocks loud enough to override every doubt you've ever carried. It might come as a chance, a message, a decision, a new path, or a door that reopens when you thought it was closed forever. But when it appears, you will feel it, not in your mind, not in your ears, but in your chest, in that Scorpio place that never lies, that internal space where clarity strikes like lightning, where truth burns like fire, where instinct becomes louder than fear. The second miracle, it touches the heart. Scorpio, your heart has been both your armor and your weakness. You love harder than you admit. You stay longer than people realize. You care deeper than you show. And because of that, You've been hurt in ways most people wouldn't survive. But now, things shift. A loyalty breakthrough is coming, a restoration of trust, a mending of something you thought was permanently damaged, or the arrival of a person whose energy doesn't drain you, use you, or confuse you, but stabilizes you, strengthens you, sees you, someone real, someone aligned, someone who matches your intensity instead of fearing it. This second miracle heals a part of you that's been carrying quiet scars, the ones you never speak about, the ones you pretend don't exist, the ones that ache when no one is watching. And then there's the third miracle, the one that refuses to wait, the one that arrives without warning, the one that changes everything overnight. This is the miracle of reversal. Fate shifting, money increasing, blockages breaking, stagnation ending. It is sudden, it is rapid. It is the kind of turnaround people call impossible until it happens. You've had months or years where things felt stuck, slowed, delayed, or out of your hands. Times when your efforts didn't match your results. Times when you worked harder than ever, but nothing moved the way it should have. But that cycle is collapsing. This final miracle hits like a revelation. It comes fast, unexpected, almost shocking in its timing. It may arrive in the form of financial increase, overdue success, long-awaited recognition, sudden luck, or a shift that pulls you into alignment with abundance you were always meant to receive. And here's what makes this moment so powerful. These three miracles are not random. They are not coincidental. They are not maybe. They are part of the same cosmic chain reaction, activated together, moving together, destined to align in the exact order your soul needs them. The opportunity opens the door. The relationship breakthrough heals the heart. The financial fate reversal pushes you forward. 3 storms merging, 3 blessings converging, 3 forces aligning around your path with precision. And Scorpio, you are ready for them in a way you weren't years ago. You've grown sharper, wiser, stronger, more intuitive. You've shed people, patterns, wounds, illusions. You've walked through endings that unlocked beginnings you didn't even understand at the time. Everything you've survived led to this alignment. Every heartbreak prepared your heart. Every delay strengthened your patience. Every disappointment refined your vision. Every loss opened space for something greater. And now, the universe doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't ask for belief. It simply delivers what is already yours. 3 miracles, 3 shifts, 3 turning points, all moving toward the same soul, your soul, and they are closer than you think. Whisper now, Scorpio, because the moment has arrived. If you're still here, it isn't by accident. You didn't stumble into this. You didn't wander into this. You were summoned. Something in your spirit kept you watching, kept you listening, kept you connected to a truth that refuses to stay hidden any longer. And now, the whisper fades, because the thunder must speak. Scorpio, 2025 didn't choose crowds. It didn't select millions. It didn't stretch its hand toward the masses. It reached for you, your energy, your name, your soul, your path. This isn't a year that passes quietly. This is a year that rises like a force, a year that knocks on your destiny until the door shakes open. This is the cycle where everything you lost returns in a higher form, where everything delayed breaks free, where everything blocked collapses under the weight of what you were born to become, because your blessing is already moving. It began shifting long before you knew. It started unfolding the moment you decided not to give up on yourself, on your life, on the future that kept whispering your name even in the darkest nights. Your name is rising, not someday, not eventually, now. You are stepping into a chapter that was written centuries before you were born, a chapter tied to that 800-year prophecy you were never meant to miss. every instinct you felt, every pull, every sign, every sudden awakening. They were all preparing you for this single moment of alignment. Your destiny is waking. It is stretching like light breaking through a locked room. It is pushing through every barrier that tried to contain it. It is rewriting every story that painted you smaller than you truly are. And Scorpio, hear this clearly. Nothing that tried to stop you will hold power over the next version of your life. Nothing that dimmed you will survive the rise that is coming. Nothing that broke you will define what you become next. You are entering a fate that answers every wound with purpose, every delay with timing, every loss with restoration, every silence with destiny. And now the prophecy stands open before you, fully awakened, fully active, fully aligned. There is no turning back, because the truth is simple. You were chosen.